Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. Yesterday, we received a 72-hour strike notice from the Canadian Union of Public Employees. This means the union intends to engage in a work stoppage beginning on Saturday, August 16th. We are extremely disappointed by CUPE's decision, which threatens to disrupt the travel plans of more than 130,000 customers a day. Nous sommes extrêmement déçus par la décision du SCFP qui menace de perturber les plans de voyage de plus de 130 000 clients par jour. Abrupt work stoppages at airlines create chaos for travelers. We have all seen pictures of people sleeping at airports, stranded far from home, and uncertain of their travel. This will also impact our cargo operations and have consequences on the supply chain.
Merci, Arielle. We recognize this is a difficult situation, and we deeply regret the impact that CUPE strike is having on our customers. Our first priority is supporting our customers. Notre priorité absolue est d'aider nos clients. We will work to mitigate the strike's impact to the maximum extent possible. For weeks, we've been preparing our contingency plans. Our goal is to manage the situation in a safe and orderly manner. Notre objectif est de gérer cette situation de manière sécuritaire et ordonnée. To that end, we have begun this morning a gradual suspension of Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge operations. All flights will be paused by Saturday early morning. Tous les vols seront suspendus d'ici samedi matin. This approach will help limit the strike's impact by allowing as many customers as possible to complete their journeys. But importantly, it will also help facilitate an orderly restart, which, under the best circumstances, will take a full week to complete. We have also implemented a goodwill policy, which allows customers to change their travel plans without a fee if they choose to do so. It's important to note, Air Canada Express services will continue as those flights are operated by our partner airlines, third-party carriers, Jazz and PAL Airlines. Customers whose flights are canceled will be notified promptly and given the option of a full refund. We ask customers to use the Air Canada website and mobile app, and please do not come to the airport unless you have a confirmed flight. Wherever possible, we will offer alternative travel arrangements on other airlines, including competitors. However, unfortunately, this being the peak of the summer travel season, our ability to rebook customers on other airlines will be very limited.
As I mentioned, we are very disappointed by the actions of CUPE, which will potentially inconvenience hundreds of thousands of customers and Canadians. This was a situation that was and still is avoidable. We remain available to continue the negotiations. A lot has been said about the negotiations. We have refrained from commenting to date in the interest of the process, but we thought it would be useful to share some important clarifying facts. We provide these for all of our stakeholders, including our 40,000 employees, but most importantly, for our 10,000 flight attendants who are undoubtedly anxious and wondering what is going on.
I'm up now.
The negotiation started with CUPE demanding increases in compensation of more than 100%. Our latest offer included an increase of 38% in total compensation, including benefits and pensions over 4 years. And most importantly, it included an offer for ground pay, an offer that has been in our offers for months. We never left the table. We are engaged throughout the entire process. We have made offers and responded to every offer CUPE has made, including the last one. We are still available to bargain at any time. on the condition that the negotiation has substance. CUPE, for its part, while claiming at every turn they want to reach a deal, wasted 10 precious days, the last 21 days, by refusing to negotiate while they sought a strike mandate. They made the very last days of negotiations meaningless by making unsustainable offers. They refused our offer of arbitration to solve the impasse they had created. And they sent us a strike notice as soon as they were legally able to do so, forcing us to put out a lockout.
Thank you. And now we'll take questions. Please,
Could you
try
repeat the
to
last thing in French? Everything you said about the labor offers and everything.
Oui, merci. Donc, les négociations ont commencé il y a plusieurs mois et ils ont présenté une offre de compensation de 100% d'augmentation. Notre dernière offre incluait une augmentation de 38% qui inclut la compensation, les pensions, les bénéfices, tout pour une période de 4 ans, et ça inclut de la rémunération pour le travail au sol. Et cette offre était sur la table pour le travail au sol depuis plusieurs mois dans toutes nos offres. On n'a jamais quitté la table, on reste engagé dans le processus. On demeure disponible pour négocier à n'importe quel moment, sur la condition que les négociations ont de la substance. Le syndicat, contrairement, bien qu'ils disent qu'ils veulent une convention, nous ont fait perdre 10 jours précieux pendant les 21 derniers jours lorsqu'ils cherchaient un mandat de grève. Les derniers jours de négociation étaient vraiment très superficiels, sans offre substantielle. Ils ont refusé notre offre d'arbitrage pour essayer de résoudre l'impasse sérieuse. Et ils nous ont envoyé un avis, une notice de grève dès qu'il était possible de le faire légalement, ce qui a fait en sorte qu'on était obligé de répondre avec un avis de lockout.
questions. Please identify yourself. Peter will give you a mic there on the left. Okay, there. Please identify yourself and ask your question.
Sean Lee with CTV News. We received this handout here that explains the compensation for flight attendants. It seems to break down sort of the current practices and talking about what's been offered. Meanwhile, what we've been hearing from CUPE is that the offers, they said they haven't received these offers. And they're also saying that they have poverty wages at the starting. Are you saying that they're not being truthful?
So as I said in my opening statements, I went through everything that's gone on. We've been at the table since December. We have passed many offers across the table. We've been working with the conciliation services, the federal conciliation services. So yes, there have been many offers. The offers are all designed to make our flight attendants be the best paid, best compensated flight attendants in Canada. The offer is at 38%. The last offer that went across the table is at 38%. As for starting wages, listen, flight attendants, how airline salaries work generally is that everything progresses with seniority. So you look at entry wages is one thing, but by 10 years, a flight attendant is making roughly $70,000, a service director is making more than that, and on top of that, you would add on our offer of 38%. So that's what's been going on at the table.
Following up, one of the sticking points has been, I guess, what you would call ground pay. CUPE talking about how they're not paid for when the plane is not moving. Can you give us a thorough explanation of what sort of ground pay is being offered? Because we're hearing from flight attendants they're not being paid for the work they're doing. How would you pay them for that work?
So ground pay is a concept that exists across all airlines. Essentially, how flight attendants are paid is what you call duty pay. Duty pay includes pay for all of the duties that they do, and there's a component of duty pay that deals with work that is done on the ground. This is how all airlines globally pay their flight attendants. A couple of years ago, one North American carrier decided to carve out the ground pay from the duty pay as a separate component. And the offers that we put across the table that are at 38% will make our flight attendants the best compensated in Canada includes that component of ground pay carved out from the rest of the remuneration that we've been talking about.
Can you say that in French?
Oui, avec plaisir. Donc, toutes les lignes aériennes ont ce qu'on appelle un système de paie pour la journée. On appelle ça duty pay pour la journée. Et inclus dans ça est certaines composantes de paie qui sont pour le travail au sol. Une ligne aérienne nord-américaine, il y a quelques années, a fait en sorte qu'ils ont séparé la partie de la compensation qui est juste pour ce qui est fait au sol. Et nos offres, depuis plusieurs mois, ont cette composante qui prend à part la partie de la rémunération qui est pour les travaux au sol. Et tout ceci inclut une augmentation de 38% sur 4 ans.
Hello, Natasha Baldwin from the Canadian Press. Labor experts have said this week that your request for the federal government to intervene and impose arbitration would essentially erode labor rights and make the bargaining process pointless. So why can't the union and Air Canada solve this on their own?
We are working really hard, and for sure that's our first choice. We do know that the best deal is at the table. We've been working hard with the conciliation services for the last period to try to get to the best deal at the table. We have hit an impasse. When we hit the impasse, we did offer CUPE consensual arbitration. They refused that. We're still available for negotiations. We're still available for consensual arbitration. Should that all not materialize, we do have to think about the very serious disruptions that would ensue. And at that point, we have asked for the government to consider intervening if we get to that point, but we are doing everything in our power to avoid getting to that point.
Great. As a follow-up, Mr. Houghton has acknowledged the request for government imposed arbitration publicly, but hasn't said Ottawa will accept it. So is there any indication from Ottawa either way there?
So we made the request. We have shared with them the level of disruption that's anticipated. You have to ask that beyond that.
Okay, thank you. Yes, everybody's got their photos now. I will ask you to step over, please. If you will, we'll wait for you to begin again. That's very unfortunate. I think we've always respected CUPE's right to have their own conference press. That doesn't seem to be the case here. That's very unfortunate. We regret it. We continue.
Nicole Williams from CBC News. I'm wondering if you can actually break down how cancellations are going to work over the coming days. How many flights are we going to see suspended today, tomorrow, before a full stoppage on Saturday?
Thank you for the question. Good morning. So of course we find CUPE's decision to strike very regretful, and the impact that this is going to have on our customers is profound, and we're going to do everything possible to support them through it. In terms of the cancellations, Air Canada is a very complex system. It covers over 40,000 employees, over 250 aircraft operating to 200 destinations in over 65 countries. It's simply not the kind of system that we can start or stop at the push of a button. So in order to have a safe and orderly wind down, we need to begin now. That includes a first set of cancellations that were processed this morning, affecting largely long-haul international flights due to depart tonight, providing as much advance notice as we can to customers. And the cancellations will proceed and grow in magnitude. By tomorrow evening, we expect to have canceled flights affecting over 100,000 customers. And then, of course, by the time we get to 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, we'll be completely grounded. We expect that will affect 130,000 customers a day, including 25,000 Canadians a day that we usually bring home from abroad who risk to be stranded.
Thank you, but I'm hoping you can actually give me the number of flights that are going to be canceled. So I know day, but I'm wondering if you can actually break down, okay, by the end of the day, Thursday, X number of flights are going to be canceled. Same with X number of flights on Friday.
For sure. So by the end of the day Thursday, we'll action several dozen cancellations, and by the end of the day Friday, around about 500 cancellations on the current plan. Oui, merci beaucoup de la question. Donc, on a déjà commencé les annulations ce matin qui affectent une douzaine de vols. Jeudi soir, on attend des douzaines de vols qui vont être annulés. Et par vendredi soir, presque 500 vols qui vont être annulés, affectant plus que 100 000 passagers. Merci beaucoup.
Second online question, and then we move on to Lorraine. Online question, please.
Vous m'entendez bien?
Oui.
Donc, ma question concerne les clients. Il y en a plusieurs de nos clients à l'heure actuelle qui se retrouvent à l'étranger, qui ne savent pas de quelle façon on va pouvoir retourner à la maison. Pensent même peut-être dans certains cas de devoir prendre d'autres journées de congé à leurs frais. Ils se sentent pris en otage. Dans bien des cas, qu'est-ce que vous leur répondez?
Notre priorité est d'aider nos clients pendant le grève du SCFP. Tous les voyageurs concernés recevront en temps utile des notifications par courriel et par SMS les informant des annulations. Nous tenterons de tous les vols annulés avec plus que 120 autres compagnies aériennes, y compris nos concurrents. Toutefois, il est important de garder à l'esprit que nous sommes en pleine saison estivale. Les places disponibles sur les autres compagnies aériennes sont extrêmement limitées. Lorsqu'il n'y a pas une possibilité de donner des autres vols, nous offrons deux options à nos clients. Premièrement, le remboursement intégral de leur billet et de tous les services Air Canada, ou la possibilité de réserver un autre vol en date ultérieure sans frais supplémentaires. And I'll repeat that in English. Our first priority is to take care of our customers, and obviously we regret this strike for CUPE. Any customer that's canceled will receive a prompt notification via email and SMS messaging. We're going to make every attempt we can to rebook our customers on over 120 other airlines, including our competitors. But of course, and unfortunately, because this is the peak of the summer travel season, there are very few seats available out there. For those customers who we are unable to reaccommodate, we'll offer them a choice of two options. The first is a full refund of their ticket and any associated Air Canada services. And the second is an option to rebook their travel for a later date without any change fee.
Marc-Antoine, question suivie.
Je comprends davantage. Les gens sont stressés à l'étranger, paniquent un peu à savoir comment ils vont rentrer à la maison. Concrètement, là, comment on peut les rassurer, ces personnes-là? Parce qu'il y en a plusieurs qui attendent au téléphone, on m'apporte pendant peut-être des fois jusqu'à 8 heures pour avoir la nuit.
Nous regrettons profondément les répercussions de cette interruption de travail aura sur les clients d'Air Canada. Peut-être que je vais demander à ma collègue Arielle d'ajouter.
Ce que je dirais, c'est regrettable qu'on soit dans cette situation due à l'impasse créée par le syndicat. Mais la réalité, comme Marc, mon collègue, a un peu expliqué, c'est la complexité et la taille de nos opérations font en sorte, et le fait que notre syndicat a décidé de nous mettre dans cette position pendant la période estivale fait en sorte que la réalité, c'est qu'on va faire tout nos possibles, on va trouver des vols, on va compenser nos clients et les vols sont pleins à cette période de l'année.
Sorry about that. It's really again unfortunate that we are not having the air reporters to do their job and ask the question they are legitimately allowed to ask. I hope we'll be able to pursue if we are allowed to. C'est vraiment dommage qu'on ne nous laisse pas poursuivre cette conférence de presse et qu'on ne permette pas aux journalistes de faire leur travail et de poser les questions qu'ils ont légitimement le droit de poser. J'espère qu'on va nous permettre de poursuivre bientôt cette conférence de presse, sinon on sera malheureusement obligé de l'interrompre. So I'm asking CUPE one last time the question. Are you preventing us from continuing with that press conference? Je pose une dernière fois la question à CUPE. Est-ce que vous essayez de nous empêcher ici de poursuivre cette conférence de presse dans de bonnes conditions?
Non.
Alors je vous remercie de quitter la salle. On a vu votre message, les images sont prises. Merci de me laisser poursuivre. Malheureusement, on va devoir s'interrompre. Je suis désolé pour les questions qui n'ont pas pu être posées. Unfortunately, we'll have to interrupt this press conference here. I'm really sorry about the questions that we have not been able to answer. We'll stop here. Thank you.